Do your morals really depend on what other people are doing? You only know the answer to that to yourself. You just need to know that everyone has morals. Some morals are better than others. But should you keep changing your morals? Should you change your morals just because you want to become popular or because you feel like you're doing something wrong in your life? No. You shouldn't change your morals for other people. You shouldn't change your morals because you did something wrong. You shouldn't change your morals because you're in a bad situation in life. When I was younger, I'd have moved almost every year in elementary. That's almost 7 years of leaving friends, gaining friends, and leaving them again. At first, I thought it was going to be pretty cool because I would have friends all around the world and at least hang out with one or two down the street. But when I got older, I realized that not everything's going to stay the same. No one's going to remember, no one's going to know who you are when you got older, and no one's going to remember what you did when you were younger. I realized this, and I had gotten some anxiety from it, but I knew I had to keep pushing. The real challenge only got to me when I was in the 5th grade. I had moved from another school I'd stayed at 3 years prior. It hurt to say goodbye to those friends, but I knew I should just keep going for it. So, as I entered the classroom, I take a seat. I'm already looking around the entire class, seeing which type of people I'd fit in with, who I could relate to. But then there's this one guy who comes up to me and asks, "Do you like that girl over there?" And he points to a corner of girls. I look over, of course, being interested, and I see that she's one of those types of girls, pretty to look at, but but not, doesn't have a good personality. One of the popular kids, I'm guessing. But of course, I didn't answer this because this guy was practically a stranger to me. So I just gave him a look and said, "I just got here. I have no idea who any of you are." He still presses on asking, "Just be honest with me, do you think she's hot?" 5 minutes into this class, and this is how the kids at this school treats new kids. Just great. I, of course, still didn't want to answer because this guy's still a practical stranger to me. So I just ignore him completely. A couple days down the line, I figure out this kid isn't that nice to other students. He would usually talk behind the backs of those students and start spreading rumors. He would also hang out with this group of kids considered as popular because they all knew each other, and the groups outside at least knew one person inside that group of popular kids. Looking back on it now, if I had played along with what he said, I might have changed who I am now today. But the only thing I should have done, though, was get to know those kids in that group, because not all of them could have been like that one kid who asked me that one question. But as a kid, for me anyway, I wanted to stay far from trouble. Speaking of trouble, the reality we lived in started to get to me. As a kid, you want to have fun, have no worries. But I was the complete opposite. I had gotten a glimpse of what to look forward to when you grew up. All the taxes, all the bills, all the responsibility you had to go through when you grow up and what you had to do. The anxiety I had gotten there and the anxiety I had gotten before started to boil over. I started to resent those and become bitter of those who could have fun and have no care in the world. Because when I thought about it more, there must have been no point in life. We're all gonna die anyway. We're all gonna leave this world. But I knew we were all gonna leave this world. So what's the point of it all? I started to feel bitter. I started to feel even more bitter and numb of the current situation I was in. Of course, my dad still wanted me to perform well, so I did that. Still get good grades in classes, still get good grades in all the schools that I went to every time we moved. At least I made him happy with the existence I had. Existence. I started to question the existence I had. That it wouldn't have mattered if I was here or not, or if I was born. Heck, I think that if I wasn't even born, it might have changed lives for the better. That's why it's so important to keep the morals you had, even in a bad situation, because sometimes turning over the new leaf isn't always the correct one to turn to. That all changed, though, when I had stayed up late one night. I was looking through the internet and I stumbled across a video titled Troll, Space, Even More Spaces, Shane Koizen. A title simple like that caught my intrigue. So I clicked on the video and watched it. I watched it fully through. After I did that, I looked at the channel and I watched the rest of the videos. I didn't know how Shane could have been so lively, so alive, even though we're all gonna die at some point. Until I stumbled across one of his poems, To This Day. If you don't see anything beautiful in yourself, then get a better mirror. And that one quote, in my opinion, that one quote changed me. It touched my heart and my soul. I thought back about my past and about what I was doing in these recent months. I'll be honest with you. I just stopped watching the video and cried. Not out of sadness, not out of anger, but out of relief because of what I realized that night. After I was done crying, I fell asleep, and when I woke up that morning, I wasn't tired. I was more energetic than I've ever been. Because what I realized was, even though we're all gonna die eventually, even though we're all gonna change, we're all gonna decease, that you gotta make the most of it. You can't just go down you can't just go down as a blank spot in history. You gotta do something for the greater good. Change lives for the better. Be the light that shone the brightest, even though others were dimming out. I realized that. And after that, I wanted to strive harder. I wanted to become something known for in life. And all of this happened because I had changed my morals. Do I regret it? No. No, I don't. It makes me who I am today. But if you've changed your morals, change them back. Because the first thing you learned as a kid is always the best option to choose. Don't change them for people. Don't change them because there's something wrong going on with your life. Don't even change them deliberately just to learn something, because sometimes you can't even change back. Curiosity is what killed the cat. I hope you come to more of an understanding about yourself and your morals. Morals play a big impact of who we are and what will come in life. Don't ever change them.